Now we need to solve for the Klystron plus. All of you, you write down that in a two identical cavity, Klystron amplifier VO 1 kV IO current 20 milliampere cavity gap D is equal to 1 mm frequency F is equal to 8 gigahertz drift region length L is equal to 4 centimeter equivalent shunt resistance RSS of 40 kilo ohm. Find, am I audible? Find A electron velocity, A electron velocity, then B cavity gap transit time, cavity gap transit time, then C beam coupling coefficient, C beam coupling coefficient, D DC transit angle, E input voltage for maximum output voltage, F voltage gain decibel, then efficiency. These are the content. Now we need to solve for this. This one is about a two identical cavity Klystron amplifier. It's two cavity Klystron. So it has a VO is equal to 1 kilovolt. Current is about 20 milliampere, and cavity gap is about a 1 mm. Frequency operating frequency given. Drift region length is about the L 4 centimeter. That is equivalent resistance. Okay. Now we need to find out these all other terms. So that's why we need to learn about what is the two cavity Klystron there. We have a Klystron there. So in that case, this is about your cathode. Then this one is about accelerating anode grid. Okay. Likewise, we have accelerating anode. Then we have a two cavities. Cavity one, or you can say that is about a input cavity. Cavity one, you can say input cavity, or you can say that this cavity is called as a buncher cavity because bunching takes place at this particular cavity. That's why you can say that it is about a buncher cavity. This one is about a second cavity, or you can say that output cavity because here we have a probe, coupling probe is inserted here. We provide the RF input, and here we have a coupling probe will take that is RF output, and here we have a corrector. Now that's about your two cavity crystal. Now, if you see that, okay. Now if you see that a two cavity klystron, that cavity gap is about a d is equal to 1 mm. Okay, cavity gap that is called as a d is equal to 1 mm. Now this d is a 1 mm. Okay, for the value of this particular d is about a 1 mm means cavity gap means what? This one is about your cavity gap. Here, this one. Okay, this is nothing but your cavity gap. That is nothing but a d. Okay, this one is about your cavity gap. That is called as a drift. And this one is about a drift region length. Region length is about a 4 centimeter. Drift region length means what? This one is a cavity, input cavity, and this gap from this to this is nothing but the length. Or you can say that drift region length or a drift space region or a interaction region. Okay, drift drift region length or a drift region, drift space or a interaction region. So now this is about your length L. So now the given value is what? We have applied the VO and a current of 20 milliampere and the gap is about d is equal to 1 mm at a frequency of 8 gigahertz and length is about a 4 centimeter. To find out the electron velocity and all. Now to find the electron velocity, okay, to obtain the electron velocity, we can consider that simple factor here, okay, so that we can obtain the electron velocity. To obtain the electron velocity, A, that is about your electron velocity, A is about electron velocity, is equal to, that is velocity of an electron is equal to under root of twice of A V0 by M. And this factor, okay, this twice of E V0 M, this factor is a, you can say that factor is about what? A constant. 2 E by M is a constant factor. And if you solve these values, E is for electron charge density, which is the charge there, and M is about the mass of the electron there. If you write the values of this electron and a mass here, so we'll get that 5.93 into 10 to the power 5 under root of a 0. Okay, that is about your value we are getting after solving. So now we consider that these values, okay, and use these values to solve the whatever the electron velocity. So V0 is given, that V0 is about what? 1 kV is given. If we put that V0 5.93 into 10 to the power 5, okay, under root of V0, that is a 1000, 1 kV. So after solving, we'll get that 18.75 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. That is called as a velocity of an electron. Okay, electron velocity or velocity of electron in a that's propagating through the beam. This is about your electron propagating through the beam. Here, these are the electrons propagating through the beam. So that because these electrons are accelerated by this particular grid, that's why this electron having some velocity, and that velocity of those electrons is depending upon that DC beam voltage. How much is the DC beam voltage? The velocity changes. Velocity changes, your amplification changes. Okay, everything is changing. So more the value of a beam voltage will get that larger the amplification. And again the amplification is depending upon that how much is the gap between these two cavities. At the optimum value of this particular gap, we should get that highest amplification. Now that is about your electron velocity. Next about B, we can find out. Okay, so that B is nothing but what? B is equal to cavity gap transit angle. B is nothing but what? Cavity gap transit time. Sorry, angle. Okay, cavity gap transit time. And that is nothing but tau is equal to whatever the gap between the cavity there and what will be the electron velocity. D is nothing but a spacing. That is about what we can say that this cavity spacing. Okay, so this D, this is about a D. That is called as a cavity gap. Cavity gap divided by whatever the velocity there. Gap transit time. Gap transit time is this one is about a gap here. Transit time through means your electron propagating through this particular gap. Okay, so that's why I can say that about a cavity gap transit time. D by V0, D we know that it is 1 mm, 1 into 10 power minus 3 divided by velocity we are getting 18.75 into 10 power 6. After solving, we'll get that 0.053 into 10 power minus 9. That's about a second. That's about the value. Now, next is about our aim is to find out these are the factors we need to solve. Our aim is about to find out the beam coupling coefficient. What is the beam coupling coefficient? To obtain the beam coupling coefficient, we should know that what will be the theta g. Okay, so that's the part we can say that the values. Okay, so in the gap, whatever the gap we have, and that gap transit angle, or you can say that gap transit time. Beam coupling coefficient, that is input cavity we have. So it is depending upon that how much will be the sorry theta g by 2 and theta g by 2. Okay, is equal to sine of omega 2 by 2 divided by omega 2 by 2. That theta g is nothing but the gap transit angle, and this is nothing but omega t. That tau is what? The cavity gap transit time. Theta g gap transit angle, tau is what? A gap transit time. So now beam coupling coefficient, we know that value of omega 2 here, and if you put the value of omega 2 here, we'll get that sine of twice pi omega is nothing but what? 8 gigahertz is the frequency here. We have the frequencies of 8 gigahertz and 0.053. Okay, that is 8 into 10 power 9 and 0.053 is 10 power minus 9. Here it is minus 9, and for the gigahertz it is 10 power 9. It is cancel actually. This one get cancelled. Divided by 2. It is nothing divided by what? Twice pi into 8 gigahertz, so 10 power 9 into 0.053 into 10 power minus 9 divided by 2. That's about your beam coupling coefficient. After solving, we'll get that beam coupling coefficient is equal to 0.73. So that is a beam coupling coefficient at the input side. Next is about a DC transit angle. So DC transit angle is nothing but what? A theta 0 is equal to omega L by V0. The L is the length. This one L is what? A spacing. Or we can say that a drift space. Okay, this L is nothing but a drift space here. So drift space is given, that is about it is a 4 centimeter. It is given is about a 4 centimeter. And omega twice by f, and v0 that is about a electron velocity. So twice pi f, that is 8 into 10 power 9 into 4 into 10 power minus 2 divided by your electron velocity, that is 18.75 into 10 power 6. If you solve it, you get that theta 0 is equal to 107.23 radian. That is about a two cavity. Now next about our aim is about to solve for the what? Input voltage. Next term is about what? Our aim is about to solve that input voltage. Input voltage for the maximum output voltage. To find the input voltage at the maximum output voltage. Okay. To get the maximum output voltage, that's about your term. Our aim is about to find the input voltage for the maximum output. Our aim is about to find the input voltage. Okay, find the input voltage for the max output. For the maximum output. To find out input voltage, maximum input voltage. So now to get the maximum input voltage, then for the given particular cavity, okay, to get the maximum output voltage for the given input voltage. So bunching takes place at this buncher cavity or input cavity. So now at what value? Okay, for the maximum output voltage, so we should get that bunching parameter. That bunching parameter is about x. So bunching parameter is, we can say that bunching parameter x is equal to 1.841. And at this bunching parameter x value, the Bessel function j of x, that is j1, x is about first Bessel function, j1 of x, or we can say that j1 of 1.841 is nothing but what? 8.582. That is about the Bessel function at this particular value. So x is nothing but what? That is about the bunching parameter is nothing but what? How much is the beam coupling coefficient? How much is the V1? How much is the price of V0 here? Capital V0, okay. And what will be the theta 0? Okay. That is about your bunching parameter. So we will get, our aim is about to find out the V1. Our aim is about to find out the V1. That is about the input. When this input will be a maximum? Input will be maximum at the value of x is a 1.84. Okay. When this input will be maximum, when the x will be what? 1.841. So we can find out a V1 of max. V1 of max is equal to what? We have x twice of V0 divided by beam coupling coefficient, and we have a theta 0. That is about a DC transit angle. So this one we will get x is equal to what? 1.841 into 2 into V0, that is about 1 kV 1000 divided by beta I 0.73 and DC transit angle, we got that 107.323. And if you solve it, we will get that 47.03 volt. That V1 max is equal to 43.01 volt. That is about your value. Next, we obtain that V1 max. Next, we need to find out what is the output voltage. The output voltage here, we need to find out next. To find out the output voltage, okay, that is about the next term is about the output voltage. Input voltage for the maximum voltage. Sorry. Next term is about what? A voltage gain in a decibel. Next term is about a voltage gain in a decibel. So next, voltage gain in dB. To find out the voltage gain in a dB, okay, to obtain the voltage gain in a dB, we should consider that AB is about the voltage gain. Voltage gain approximately ratio of V2 by V1, or we can say that output power, output coupling, output punching parameter or coupling parameter there, the DC transit angle given of x by x into RSS by R. So this one is about RSS there, and this R0 is nothing but what? How much is your VO and IO? That VO is about what? Input beam voltage and IO is about the current. So we will first find out the RO. Beam current is beam voltage 1000 and beam current is about 20 milliampere. After solving, we will get that 3 into 10 power minus 3. Then put those values here in the AV. So beta is about a 0.73. Why beta 0? Beta I is equal to beta 0 there. That's why beta. Okay. So we have solved earlier the value of beta I. Okay. So 0.73 into the theta 0. So theta 0 is about a 107.23 into J1 of x. X at x is equal to 1.814. J1 of x is equal to 0.8. Okay, at x is equal to 1.8. We'll write here 0.582 into whatever the value of a RSH. So RSH is given. RSH is about a 40 kilo ohm is given. For this RSH 40, then x 1.841 into that is about a RO. We got RO is about a 50. That is about your R. So you put that all the values, you get that AV is equal to 26.6. Okay, that is the number. And to obtain the gain in a dB, so AV in dB is equal to what? 20 log of 26.6. You get that 28.5 dB. That is about the voltage gain in a dB. That is the term. Next, we need to find out what will be the efficiency. What will be the so efficiency is nothing but what? Whatever the input power and the output power. Efficiency is nothing but what? Output power by the input power. And that, if you solve it, that input power and output power, is nothing but what? Beta O for the output cavity, and the price of input is nothing but okay. So that is about your output, and this is about your input. So I2, that is the, for the output cavity current, choice of whatever the beam current I0, J1 of X, because where we are getting the maximum value. We know that I0 to 20 into 10 to the power minus 3 into J1 of X is about a 0.58. Price of I0 into J1 of X, price into 20 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 0.58. We'll get that I2. I2 is equal to what? After solving, we'll get that 10 to the power minus 3 ampere. And a V2 is nothing but what? The I2 into RF. That is coupling coefficient 0.73, 23.28, I2 to 10 to the power minus 3 into RF is about 40K. After solving, we'll get that V2 is equal to 679.77. And so we'll get that efficiency. Put that values beta O I2 V2 divided by twice of IO VO here. So beta 0.73. That is about the I2 value 23.28 10 to the power minus 3 into V2 is about 679.77 divided by price of I0 22.93 into V0, that is 1000. After solving, and if you multiply it with 100 here, you will get the percentage. You will get that 28.88%. That is about the efficiency. Okay, this one is about efficiency. So we can solve it and we'll get that efficiency value. That is about your two cavity crystal. Okay, so we have considered that function. Okay, we have considered everything there, and we have obtained the whatever the terms. These are the various terms we have obtained. Okay, you just remember that in this numerical, here the cavity gap is nothing but the gap, cavity gap. The drift region length, the drift region length means what is the length from input cavity to the output cavity. This one is about your first cavity, this one is about your second cavity. The first cavity is the input cavity, we say it is buncher cavity. Second cavity is the output cavity, or we can say it is about a catcher cavity. And in this, in between these two cavities, the interaction takes place among with what? RF and a bunches of the electron. We can say that this is about the RF interaction region. This one is about the RF interaction region. This one is about your DC beam voltage from the input side. Acceleration takes place, accelerating anode here. Okay, it will, okay, electron will move propagating here. Then in this particular cavity gap there, that acceleration of electron and deceleration of electron takes place. Bunches formation takes place, and then bunches will propagate through this from this input cavity to the output cavity. So that's why a beam coupling coefficient here we have written that is about the input cavity. Since these two cavities are identical, so that's why Bi is equal to Bo. Input, okay, beam coupling coefficient and output coupling coefficient. So I have written here in the, okay, you can say that these identical cavities are there, so Bi is equal to Bo. So this is the input cavity interaction, RF interaction takes place in this particular region. Then here, when it reaches that bunches will reaches to the output cavity. Then what happens? They release their energy. These bunches will release their energy, and then slowly these bunches will reach to the collector, and at the end they will be collected at the collector. That is about your two cavity crystal. You just remember that Here the interaction region, here what the DC wave voltage we have, RF interaction region, and then at the end it will be collected at the collector. And this is the this length from one input cavity to the output cavity is called as a drift region or a drift space, or you can say that's about the RF interaction region. That's about your your numerical here. Next numerical, we'll go ahead here. Next one, for a two identical cavity crystal amplifier VO 1.2 kV, cavity gap T is equal to 1 mm, F is equal to 20 gigahertz, drift region length L is equal to 5 centimeter. Find the required peak amplitude. Find the required peak amplitude of the input voltage for maximum output. Okay, that is about your aim to find out the required peak amplitude of the input voltage for the maximum. It's V1 max. Our aim is about to find out the V1 max here. To find out the V1 max, we should know that what are the term required to obtain the V1 max. Okay, so this one is about your x. V1 max is equal to what? X into twice of V0 divided by beam coupling coefficient and the theta 0. These are the terms we require. Now the given values is drift region length. Drift region length means what? This one is about a drift region length. Okay. Here we have a cavity there. This one is about a drift region length. Now we find out what will be the beam coupling coefficient. What will be the DC transit angle here. Okay. And okay, these two terms we need to be find out. So how to find out this one? We can consider that okay, we need to find out first initial what will be the beam coupling coefficient. Okay, so beam coupling coefficient, we need to obtain first what will be the electron velocity. To obtain that beam coupling coefficient is nothing but what? Sine of theta g by 2 divided by theta g by, or sine of omega 2 by 2 by omega 2 by, that is about the beam coupling coefficient. So our aim is to obtain either theta g, or we need to obtain that tau here. Okay, so to obtain this, we consider first. So what will be your tau here? To obtain the tau, tau is nothing but what? D by V0. V0 is what? Electron velocity. Okay, that electron. So we need to first obtain the whatever the electron velocity. The electron velocity V0 is about your electron velocity V0 equal to under root of twice into V capital V0 divided by m. E is your electron charge, mass of the electron, or we just use a term 5.93 sorry into 10 to the power 6 under root of a V0. Put the value of a V0 here. V0 is what? 1.2 kV is given. Means 1200. Find 93 into 10 to the power 6 under root of a 1200. We will get that electron velocity V0 is equal to 20.542 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. Then we find out a cavity gap transit angle. That is tau. Okay. Is nothing but a tau. Tau is equal to d by v. D is a given, that is about a cavity gap. That cavity gap is given, that is d is equal to 1 mm. Okay. That cavity gap is given, that is a d is equal to 1 mm is given. To find out tau, 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by 20.542 into 10 to the power 6. If you solve it, you will get that 0.048 into 10 to the power minus 9 value second. Okay, that's about it. Tau. Then a beam coupling coefficient beta I is equal to sine of omega t. Omega is equal to what? Twice pi f. Twice pi f is what? Frequency. Frequency is 10 gigahertz. 10 to the power 9 into, that is tau. Tau is how much? That is 0.048 into 10 to the power minus 9 divided by, sorry, here divided by 2, and again twice pi into 10 into 10 to the power 9 into 0.048 into 10 to the power minus 9 1 is divided by 2. Okay, so this one. The formula is simple, omega tau by 2 divided by omega tau by 2. This one is a, we have a sine of omega tau here, and after solving this, okay, beam coupling coefficient beta I we are getting, that is a 0.653. So beta I we are getting. Then we need to obtain here a DC transit angle, that is theta 0. So DC transit angle theta 0 is equal to what? Omega L divided by V0. L is what? That is about the drift region length. That is about L. Drift region length is what? The length. This is the distance between the two cavities. That is called as the drift region length. So we can write here the drift region length is about a 5 centimeter. So it is what? Twice pi into 10 to the power. The frequency is 10 gigahertz, 10 into 10 to the power 9 into L is about 5 centimeter. Okay, 5 centimeter there, and V0, that is a 20.542 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. And if you solve it, you will get that 152 into 0.933 radian. That is about your theta 0. Now put that all the values of a theta 0 here, beta I here. Okay, if you put that all the values of theta 0, beta I, x is equal to what? X is equal to 1.841. Okay, if I put that all the values here, I consider now, I'm just going to write all the values here. So x is equal to what? 1.841. Okay, 1.841 into 2 into V0. Okay, so we have V0 is equal to what? 1200. Okay, so that's about 1200 V0. Beta I is equal to what? 0.653 and theta 0 equal to 152.93. That's about a radius. So after solving this, we'll get the answer is about a 44.24 volt. That is about a expected answer. V1 of max is equal to your answer. So this one is about your two cavity klystron, and we obtain that the values of what? A next, solve next one. A two cavity klystron amplifier has the length as the length sorry that we need to find out that thing, okay, as the parameter of capital V0 1.5 kilovolt, V1 is equal to 100 volt is given, and the cavity gap D is equal to 1 given, frequency is 8 gigahertz given, frequencies of 8 gigahertz. Find the gap transit angle and optimum length of the drift region. So our aim is about to find out the fact is about it. What will be the gap transit angle? Okay. So this one about will be the gap transit. So now two cavity crystal amplifier has the parameter of V0 beam voltage, V1 output voltage, cavity gap, D is equal to 1 F is equal to 8 gigahertz. Find the gap transit angle, that is about it for the puncture cavity, and optimum length of the drift region. What is the optimum length of the drift region? Means what? What will be the drift region length? This one. We say that L is the drift region length. So bunches formation takes place. These bunches will move towards this particular cavity, catcher cavity. So what will be the minimum distance required to travel these bunches to this catcher cavity so that we'll get that maximum output? What will be the minimum distance? Okay, what will be the minimum distance between these two cavities? That is called the optimum distance. So our aim is about to find out the optimum length, optimum distance or optimum length of the drift region. It means L. So L optimum is nothing but optimum length of the drift region is LO is equal to what? 3.6 W into V0 capital V0 by beta I into V1. So our aim is about to find out the electron velocity beta I, V0, then beta I we need to find out. So for that purpose, we need to find out the tau. Okay. And we need to find out the beta I then. So first, we obtain the electron velocity. To obtain the electron velocity, 0.593 into 10 power 6 under root of a capital V0. We put the value of a V0 here, that is a 0.593 power 6 under root of a 1500. Okay, 1.5 kV. We'll get that 22.96 into 10 power 6 meter per second. Next, we need to find out gap transit angle. That gap transit angle tau is equal to d by v0 is equal to d is what 1 mm minus 3 and v0 22.96. After solving, we'll get that 0.0435 into 10 to the power minus 9 seconds. Average transit gap angle theta g is equal to omega tau. Theta g is equal to omega tau, that is the twice pi into what? 8 gigahertz or 9 twice pi f 8 gigahertz, and tau is equal to 0.435 into 10 to the power minus 9. So theta g will get 2.186. Then a beam coupling coefficient is equal to what? Sine of theta g by 2 divided by theta g by 2. Even we no need to write cos